Ah, help! Help! I can't stop! Help! Oh no! Oh. Thomas's crew ran to the nearest phone box. Thought Thomas. Maybe coming off the tracks wasn't so bad. James laughed as he passed by, but Thomas ignored him. Soon Tootle came with a crane to lift Thomas onto a flatbed to take him to the steamworks to be mended. I actually sort of enjoyed being off the rails, Tootle. Fresh air, the environment is peaceful and cute.
Haha, that reminds me of the time I was like that,
chuckled Tootle. Really? Asked the not-so-surprised Thomas.
Absolutely, Thomas. You like stories, don't you?
Of course, answered the tank engine. A lot of my friends tell me tons of them. So, this is the story of Tootle the train's younger days, way before coming to Sodor. Once upon a time, there was a little railroad called Lower Train Switch. Engines there learned all the ropes to be useful engines. The manager of the line was a retired engineer called Bill. Bill always said to the baby engines that they would have their own branch lines or jobs as switchers in the train yard as long as they learned to stay on the tracks no matter what. One day, a new little tender engine arrived in the yard. He looked very cute and energetic. He introduced himself as Tootle. Ah, you're one of the finest baby engines I've seen since the Daylight Express train, thought Bill. How would you like your own branch line and pull the branch line fire?
If I want to have my very own line,
said Tootle,
then I would very much love to be as fast as a big engine. Watch me!
And he raced all around the roundhouse with Bill giving him some advice and compliments. But after a while, he showed a red flag. Most importantly, he said sharply, you must stay on the rails no matter what. Keep in mind that you can't have your own branch line until you prove to be a really useful engine. Tootle didn't like this advice at all. There's nothing more than a locomotive hating to listen to repetitive advice. But Bill always said that if an engine kept it in their smoke boxes, they would eventually succeed. One day, while Tootle was learning to thoroughly pull a dining train, a troublesome thing happened. A cheeky female bus arrived at the level crossing.
My name's Rosemary,
she honked cheekily.
I'll race you to the other bend of the line.
And she raced away laughing.
If I'm beat by a bus, the other engines will laugh at me for sure,
cried Tootle. So he raced after her. Whoa! Steady, Tootle, cautioned his driver. We have to stay on the tracks.
No matter what, I know, driver,
Tootle finished, feeling slightly annoyed by Bill's motto. He was close to catching up, but then there was trouble. Just as he was about to overtake Rosemary, Tootle landed off the tracks and raced to the next station.
Ha-ha! I won!
Laughed Rosemary, smirking. But all the same, she was very friendly, and Tootle chatted with her until he was rescued. Later that day, found a meadow. Part of it was off the tracks but had firm cracks to lead an engine's own wheels back onto the rails. Tootle tried creeping forward, but his driver said, "No, you don't." The coaches twittered,
"Do you like flowers? Do you like them?" "I'm not sure,"
grumbled Tootle.
"I'm going to find out."
But after a while, and after cracking more secure holes in the ground, he decided he loved flowers. "All right, Toots," the very annoyed driver scolded. "Back on the line, we've already caused more delay and confusion." That night, Bill was playing checkers with the oil chief. "It's very strange that I'm about to say it," he started, "but I found grass in Tootle's wheels tonight while oiling him up for tomorrow." "Huh!" Bill said, confused. "There's probably grass growing between the rails and spikes." "Not on our line," replied the old station master of the terminus. Suddenly it hit Bill and he became stern. "Tootle must learn to stay on the rails no matter what," he finished gruffly, "if he wants his own line." The next day, Tootle dilly-dallied at the same area again, despite his angry driver trying to control him. Now a lot of people, from the oilers who helped the oiler chief, to the railroad staff, to the mayor himself, told Bill that Tootle was causing a great deal of silly trouble. This gave Bill an idea. He told the mayor himself, and he told the residents of Lower Train Switch. The very next day, not a single peep was heard out of the town. Not even the other engines who thought Tootle was being a very silly engine came out of the sheds. Everyone now had a red flag they had ordered from the nearest shop. Tootle happily chugged near his meadow and hopped off the tracks. "Last time, Tootle, then we must be back on schedule. We can't keep this meadow a secret for long." Secretly, the driver knew about the plan too, but didn't dare talk to Tootle about it. Tootle reluctantly agreed. But as he was about to go to his favorite bush, a red flag popped out. He stopped, like every good engine should.
"I'll go another way,"
he said. But when he did, another red flag popped out. He tried going to his favorite rain barrel, but there was a red flag too. They were everywhere, and everywhere he went, another red flag appeared before him.
"Red flags!"
he sniffled, beginning to cry.
"They're everywhere! Why can't an engine enjoy the environment?"
"Because you wanted your own branch line, but was so silly off the rails in the meadow that you ignored Bill's repetitive advice," scolded the driver. Now Tootle knew that he was nothing but a guilty little engine. But just as the tears were ready to roll down his cheeks, he saw Engineer Bill holding a green flag. Tootle, cracking a sad smile, puffed back onto the rails, now knowing how silly he was.
"I'm sorry that I ignored your repetitive advice,"
he apologized.
"From now on I promise to stay on the rails no matter what."
Bill smiled and said, "I think you deserve your own branch line." "Hooray!" cheered the residents of Lower Train Switch. "Hooray for Tootle the Flyer!" Now Tootle had his own branch line. He nicknamed it Little Golden Book Land due to its rich environment. It ran from his favorite meadow to the docks, where he met a little red tugboat named Stuffy. He puffed proudly with his own caboose named Katie backwards and forwards all day.
"And that is the story of how I learned to stay on the rails no matter what,"
finished Tootle. "Interesting," laughed Thomas. "Unlike you, I knew better than to derail on purpose in my younger days." At last, Thomas was delivered to the steamworks, and he watched as his friend chuffed off into the sunset.
It's